All right, so welcome to another deep dive. What's amazing here, it's not just the story itself, it's how these super personal thoughts, they kind of show us where powerful beliefs can actually come from.
Yeah, we're talking about someone's memories. 3 years, just farm labor, day in, day out. You might think, okay, repetitive work, what's so special? But what this author shares, it reveals a whole world inside, changing, growing, and eventually, bam, it leads to what they call a, quote, covenant with God. Pretty big deal, right?
Hmm.
So our deep dive today, we're tracing that path, those turning points inside over those 3 years.
All right, let's jump in. So the author starts with this, and it's wild, these detailed mental television series they made up just to cope with the farm work. 3 years, man, can you imagine? I mean, you got to do something to escape mentally, right? You ever been stuck doing something boring and just start making up scenarios in your head?
Oh, totally. Everyone does it. But here's the thing. It's not just that they did this. It's what they imagined. These fantasies, not random, they're all about the author's deepest wants, loves. Like there's this constant theme. Leaving, becoming successful, then coming back home loaded to share with the family. Deep connection there.
It's so vivid, right? The author talks about washing their mother's feet, stuffing their father's wallet with cash, building this huge house, everyone gets their own room, and then a fancy car, trips to those super famous hotels. It's not just wishing for a better life, it's like a blueprint, love and care, but in a really specific way. It makes you think, what was going on back then? What was their life actually like?
Absolutely. And the emotion, they talk about crying real tears while
Right.
imagining all this, shows how much it meant. This wasn't just passing time, it was a way to connect with those deep feelings, maybe even getting ready for a different future.
So those first years, it's all about personal and family, right? Like a mental plan for a better life, a more prosperous future. But then, the author says, the scripts change. What happened there?
Yeah, this is key to understanding their beliefs. It goes from that personal success, providing for the family in, like a concrete way, to something much bigger, helping the world. They start imagining being a world-famous teacher. What strikes you about that change?
It's a huge leap, right? From buying your family stuff to, quote, a philosophy of life based on love. And some, quote, new revelation about love and truth. Wow, that's different. What sparked that kind of goal, you know?
Right. It shows this growing need for something more, a purpose beyond just themselves. But the travel part, sharing this truth around the world, that's still there, connecting back to wanting to see more than just the farm and the emotions. Still intense, still crying real tears, but now it's about helping others, like that emotional energy got redirected.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. The author starts describing these bad people. They even compare them to, terrorists, even though they didn't have that word back then. This feels different, thinking about big problems, even while stuck on the farm. Have you ever noticed how your own thoughts kind of go bigger when you have time to really think?
It's how our minds work, trying to figure out the world, even without seeing it all firsthand, and how they deal with these bad people. It's telling. Not force, not punishment, but true love and care. This becomes central to their whole philosophy,
Yeah.
It's really optimistic, believing that people can actually change.
And the fantasies themselves, they get wilder. A magic hat for invisibility, whisking these people away to this amazing palace in the mountains with gardens, lakes, the whole 9 yards. It's like a fairy tale, but with a deeper meaning, right?
What do you think about those fantastical elements? I think it's a few things. One, it's the opposite of farm life, a total escape. But also, that palace, all that beauty and peace, it's like a symbol, the perfect place for healing, becoming better. It's a picture of the change they believe in.
And their role in all this. They're not some ruler. They're a counselor, taking care of people, listening to their problems. It's all about understanding, compassion, those being the things that really make a difference.
Exactly. It's about the power of empathy, connection, and the result in their imagination. Total transformation. Bad people become good, even part of the author's family. It's a powerful image, redemption, real change through kindness. It makes you wonder, what does this tell us about how the author sees human nature at its core?
It says a lot about believing in the good in everyone, and that love and understanding can change people. This whole palace community, no servants, just love and respect everywhere. It's like the world they're hoping for, right? Have you ever imagined your own perfect community like that?
Oh, sure. Lots of people do, especially when they have time to think.
Huh.
And the author talks about leaving the palace, and it's emotional, saying goodbye, like a real family. Teaching love not through words, but just by caring for each other every
Well,
day. and no one wants to leave. It's like a perfect society built on those principles.
What gets me is how all this, the solitude, the hard work, it actually created this incredibly detailed inner world.
Hmm.
It's like without all the distractions, they could really explore their values, their hopes. Makes you think about what solitude can do for you, right?
It shows that less noise outside can mean more growth inside, more time to think about those deep things. And then we get to this, well, it's a spiritual turning point. The author describes a specific play in their mind, and they feel taken over by a spirit. Intense, possibly life-changing.
Totally. Then they talk about speaking in a language they didn't know, which later, when they joined the Unification Church movement, they recognized as speaking in tongues. That's a profound experience, right? And it shows how what we go through can take on new meaning as we learn more. What stands out to you about how they describe it?
The intensity, it's incredible. They say they were speaking and crying so loudly they could be heard a mile away.
Yeah.
That's being overwhelmed, moved by something bigger than yourself. And what they do next, dropping their tools, falling down, crying out to God. That's surrender, complete and utter.
And their prayer, it's so direct, so raw. God, please help me. Please help me find a good job abroad so I can fulfill these desires and help my family and bring them out of this poverty. So specific, so personal, still tied to those early wishes, taking care of the family. It's like coming full circle.
It is. But then comes the vow, and it's huge. And when all these things are fulfilled, you can have my life. You can do with it whatever you wish. You can take my life.
Yeah.
I am all yours. Giving themselves up in exchange for those desires. Have you ever felt like that, like you had to make a promise that big?
That's a powerful question. And what happens right after? The author talks about this deep sadness, exhaustion, going to bed, no food, not even talking. It shows the impact, right? Something huge just happened.
It does, and they're clear about what it means. I believe on this particular day, a covenant and a promise were made between God and myself. This becomes a core belief, shaping everything that comes after. It's the culmination of those years. Personal hopes to a vision for the world, then this spiritual commitment.
So summing it all up, we see this incredible journey inside. Escapist fantasies rooted in family love, expanding to a world changed by love and care, ending with this deep spiritual promise on that farm.
And recognizing that speaking in tongues later on, it shows how even things that seem random, unexplained, can become significant later as we grow. It's like our stories are always being rewritten.
This whole thing really gets you thinking, huh? Think about those times you were alone, maybe struggling. Did they lead to insights you didn't expect? Did they shape your path without you realizing it? Those thoughts we have, those television series in our minds, could they be more powerful than we know? Something to think about long after we're done here.